Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, trusting me with your readings, both private and public, free and paid, your healings also, and all the many ways you support me, my videos, my channel, my website. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is the Capricorn new moon and solar eclipse reading. And we're going to get right into it. First, I'm going to start with just going over some other dates in the celestial calendar that may be, particularly impactful upon you during this time. I'll just go back in time a little bit to December 21st at 11:19 p.m. when the sun also entered Capricorn. And then on December 26th at 12:13 a.m., the first day for which this reading is, the new moon and the annular solar eclipse in Capricorn, 4 degrees Capricorn, or 11:11 perhaps. December 28th at 11:55 p.m., Mercury also enters Capricorn. And then we're going to get into 2020, beginning with January 2nd at 11:45 p.m., the first quarter moon, 12 degrees Aries. January 3rd at 4:37 a.m., Mars enters Sagittarius, 0 degrees, 00. So it's 0 degrees and then 00 latitude, which is pretty interesting. 000. January 8th at 11:08 a.m., Jupiter will be in opposition of the true node. The true node currently Cancer, opposite Capricorn. So it sounds like Jupiter is going to be like sitting next to Capricorn, which we know we're all awaiting this major event when Jupiter is officially in Capricorn for like a year, and it's going to boost us all up. So that probably connected to that. And then moving into January 10th. So this reading will go through the 9th, January 9th, and January 10th at 2:21 p.m., the full moon and the penumbral lunar eclipse, 20 degrees Cancer, 00. So 20 is like 11 rather. And then also on January 10th at 8:48 p.m., Uranus, which is located in Taurus, has been for about a year, had been retrograde for some months now, and will remain in Taurus for about another 7 years, goes direct, 8:48 p.m. 2 degrees Taurus, so another 11. My personal feelings about this new moon, the earth signs are about slow and steady wins the race and setting goals and then moving toward them consistently, right? Slow and steady, consistently progressing. And this Capricorn new moon is sort of like, we've done a lot of that already, the building part. And now it is about completing, finishing goals. And who better to do it than Capricorn, even of all the earth signs, which you guys know how much I love the earth signs, how much the earth signs love me. We've been through this about how the earth signs, in particular the sign of Taurus, my biggest supporters, get the most views on their videos. And in fact, with the biweeklies, most recently only read for the earth signs. I didn't do any others, although I did promise to start doing Sagittarius and or the fire signs. And then most recently, just the other day, somebody asked, would I consider doing one reading for each of the other elements? So I guess that'll give me a total of 6 readings. I do one for each earth sign, and then one for fire, one for air, and one for water, to be shared among their associated signs. And I don't mind doing that either. We'll see how that goes. I don't mind doing it until we see how it goes. If it works out well, we'll keep doing it. And if not, I would cease to do that too. And it's not, anything personal. It's not me trying to be a bitch. It's not me, sitting on any type of, high horse, and I don't have to read for everybody. I'm reading for 3 people. Look at me. It's none of that kind of stuff. It is about reciprocity in energy exchange. So I'm a genuine intuitive and genuine psychic, and many of you know that. I'm sure some people are just seeing me for the first time. You're like, who the hell is this lady and who cares? But those of you who have seen me before, who've watched my videos, and who have experienced the stuff that I talk about in the videos, know firsthand that I'm a genuine intuitive and genuine psychic. So it takes a lot of energy. It could be physical energy, psychic energy, more importantly, for me to do readings. So I got a huge problem with YouTube, or they got a huge problem with me. And, the earth signs just fight the hardest to make sure that my videos get watched. On the other sign, the other elements don't. And so, I'm giving my energy, I'm putting it out there and expending it for those who do the same for me, by taking their time and energy to watch my videos, to hit the like button, to hit the subscribe button, all of that. So again, we'll see how it goes. But getting back to specifically the Capricorn new moon and the wonder that is the element of earth and their commitment, their drive, we're going to be completing these goals. All right. And you're going to see a lot of posts and things you probably have already. I know I've seen a few. And these are by people who promote, what we call clickbait. And I'm not even necessarily saying anything against them, because in terms of business, more power to you. These people know how to bring attention to their blogs and videos, whatever it is they're promoting, with these catchy titles and false information and stuff like that. But in terms of, not marketing, in terms of being real and, truth, they were trying to teach and promote truth and encourage truth, spread truth. All this stuff about the energy of 10, with this being the last solar eclipse and new moon of the decade. Is that a big deal? Yeah, I agree. To me, it is too. But this year, 2019, has a universal energy of 3, not 10. So all this stuff that we're going to be seeing about, erase your karma for the last 10 years and all these things. I've seen a lot of ridiculous stuff, and you may have already too, like I said, or you may see it soon. That's not true. What the numbers are about, the universal energy of 3, which is the one that we are genuinely in, is about the fact that we've been building. Slow and steady wins the race. We started with this 1, right? When, 3 years ago, we were at a year 1 again, and we started new things, and we slowly progressed, and it's been hard, and we've made new friends, and we've had to cut off old friends and make adjustments even to our family, our bloodline. Like, I'm not speaking to you anymore. I'm welcoming you. All kinds of changes, very positive changes, but some painful, right? Because we had to just do a lot of things we would have never thought we'd be doing, probably in life. People never expected to stop speaking to their best friend or to their mom or to their dad or brother or sister or child, whatever it is. But all that stuff is happening. And, within reason. I've heard a lot of really touching and valid stories. So all of that went toward manifestation of, it's building up toward what you are, what's really meant for you and for what you're really meant, and moving closer and closer to our purpose. And the number 4, or 1111, or culture freedom and supreme math. And just those 2 words, culture freedom, even if you have no idea what they mean, if you've never heard the phrase culture freedom, you never heard the phrase supreme math, you have no idea what I'm talking about. When you hear those 2 words, culture freedom, what does it make you think about? Does it make you think about living in your truth? Being free to experience whatever culture means to you? Whatever ideologies you've decided to pick up or put down? Whatever is the true and new you, being free to be that. So that's what number 4 is about. Having manifested the right to do that. and the tools and whatever it is you need, the resources to do it with. And that's what I see for this Capricorn new moon. And so far, the cards very much agree with me. Speaking of zero, all those zeros that came up. Oh, there's an orb. Major Arcana card 0. The Dreamer or the Fool in the traditional tarot. Excuse me. You are starting a new endeavor. Run free and take a leap of faith. This is about a brand new path we never walked before. How? Why? Because we just completed one. And we just completed a major cycle. Now, this may be when you want to think about 10, although even this equals 3, right? It's all about 3 right now. 21 equals 3, of course. The Major Arcana card, the World, for me, I always mention, feels like fire. And so I believe it is, a karmic energy sent by Jupiter, Mars, perhaps. This is the fire element to help us end a phase, end a cycle. Something has gone full circle, right? We've come all the way around. This phase, this period is ended. And so we are ending a year, ending a decade, right? Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. That's how you're able to start a new beginning. So that's what I'm talking about with the 3. And then we get to the 4. Yeah, it's 4, not 0. But at the same time, it does have a similar meaning. We do get to walk a brand new path because now we have a solid foundation on which to stand with the 4. The 1 is the thought that you, the idea you had, the words you put into the universe. You spoke over yourself. You thought over yourself. The 2 is the faith that it was going to come true. And now the 3 is where you see it begin to take form. And then 4 is your new start because you actually have it. So the card's definitely speaking to us. Now, this World also, for me, I call it my waiting to exhale card because you can finally do that, like that sigh of relief. Like, I'm glad that's over because you have moved out of a job, out of a relationship, out of a period in your life that you should have moved out of a long time ago. You had the opportunity to do it, but your free will caused you not to. For whatever reason, you didn't take it upon yourself to exit that situation that, you knew didn't really fit you. And so now you've overstayed your welcome, basically, in this situation. And the universe is coming through, showing up to say, no, we got to end this phase. It's time for you to move out of this phase, move out of this relationship, out of this situation, this living condition, this job, whatever it is. So moving. Next, we have yoga. This may be the way that you meditate and focus to continue to manifest so we can make it to that 4. We're not there yet. Don't just, give up and put your stuff down. We're still focused, holding our intentions in our head, the stuff that we're manifesting until it actually becomes a 4. So maybe you'll do that through yoga or some other means of meditation, right? Intention, law of attraction, prayer. Oh. And then what? Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. I think this card said to do the same thing, right? You are starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. Leap into an exciting new world. So leaving the old world. So leap into the new world of possibilities. Also up right behind that, surrender to your soul's path. Your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. So let's get into a spread from the perspective of the universe, what it wants to tell us through the butterfly cards. You guys know I like to use them for my moon readings. Divine being or couple. This is for singles, couples, people in separation, whatever. Recent past. Near future. Masculine's higher self. I do the masculine because my viewership is primarily female and or feminine, although I do have some males and masculines who watch, but I have more females and feminine, about 80%. So we take a look at the masculine's higher self to find out what's going on with him, what he's thinking. This is blocks to individual or shared progress. What the feminine can do to help herself, what the masculine can. What the universe would have each or both do and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because again, we have that free will. And the outcome. Our overall energy, again, moving. Divine being or couple, decisions. Decisions. So that's pretty straightforward. Recent past. Windfall. Abundance started coming in. You started to see it take form, right? That's what number 3 is about. Near future. Retirement. A phase coming to an end, right? Being retired. We're leaving a situation. We're leaving a relationship. We're leaving just the past behind. We're leaving the whole phase. We're leaving the decade. We're leaving the year. Retiring all of that, moving forward. Masculine's higher self. Take the next step now. Right. Moving forward. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Keep the faith. Super important. Losing the faith is a block. That takes us back to number 2, right? Number 2 is 2s are about faith. So that's why you got to hold on to the intent. Even though we're at 3 now, you got to hold on to the intention. So you need that faith. Lose it. Remember when Peter, as the story goes, right? He was walking on water just like Jesus, but he lost the faith and he sunk, started to drown. Yeah. That's how he was manifesting it. But as soon as he took his mind off of the focused intention, he lost it. That's what we got to do. Keep the faith. What the feminine can do to help herself, in addition to focusing on the faith, heavenly signs. What better way to keep your mind on your faith than for heaven to give you signs that you're still on the right path? Am I right? So this is synchronicities. This is signs. I get them all kinds of crazy ways. You guys may too. But I get messages sometimes, even like in my Words with Friends games, the letters will drop into the tray, after I'll make a move, spelling out someone's name or something, or, some sort of instruction. Sometimes I share them, different heavenly signs, numbers. What else? Speaking of names, like my divine masculine, his name is the same as the manufacturer of the belts at my grocery store. So I have to see his name on the printed there, every day. Like that's those kind of signs and stuff. What the masculine can do to help himself. Family changes. This can mean many things. This is engagements. Right, so you're bringing in somebody in your family. This is just deepening of commitments or new commitments, meeting someone, bringing someone into your life. This is you becoming a father or mother. There's some female masculine. This is pets and things, all kinds of family change. This is moving house, new jobs, new paths. New faiths, beliefs, ideologies. What the universe would have each or both of us do and even wants to help us with. But we have to first affirm because we have free will. So we still don't have to listen. Adult children. Could be literal. I myself have adult children. And so sometimes they can unintentionally be a block, or we can make them a block by like using them as an excuse and holding them in a space. Sometimes we're the adult children in these readings, and we've got issues with parents and stuff. That could be part of like family changes too. Our parents, moving into assisted living or, or we're moving out of their home, you know, when we're now 20 something, 30 something, whatever, we're moving out, or we're moving in, you know, we're now 40 something, we got to take care of them, whatever the case is. Something going on with adult children, but still keep the faith. So make it something positive through your own, like manifesting your own reality and the outcome. New exercise program. So yeah, you can make it something positive, make it something new. And we're going to just exercise a new plan, new systems. Things are going to be different. And I see, you know, these two cards very much connected. So again, I think this is about something that you can manifest for yourself. If you keep the faith, you can bring about a new way of doing things in your family. The adult child, you know, gets a job and, you know, is able to move or move on, getting back to our overall energy. Or this could be, again, you could be a literal exercise program. If you keep the faith, keep motivated, losing weight, right? You're an adult child. Family changes. Maybe the whole family goes on a diet. It is the new year. People tend to do that. So if it's a literal exercise program, but you know, it can also be metaphorical, and we're exercising, you know, new systems, new ideas. Nice. But I want to keep it moving because I like to try to do 2 or 3 spreads, like look at love, look at general, you know. I'm going to do another of the same kind of cross spread, but with the animal tarot. So again, we have an overall energy or beginning energy of the dreamer or the fool in traditional tarot. The fool, all about taking a leap of faith, like, again, holding on to your faith, believing in those things that you've manifested, and then going ahead and going, you know, after them without fear that they may fail. You know, you got to believe in your success, like that other card, surrender to success, that we started with from the surrender deck, which I'll pull out again in a second too. So divine being or couple, recent past, near future, masculine's higher self, blocks to individual or shared progress. There's the cross. What the feminine can do to help herself, what the masculine can, what the universe would have each or both do, and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will. So the universe is not going to impose itself upon us. And the outcome. Again, overall energy of the Fool. Divine being or couple. Major Arcana card 19, the Sun right out of the gate, represents the sign of Sagittarius. So it is about positivity. It's about, especially in a moon reading, for me, and particularly if the moon is to show up also, it is about light being shed on darkness. So like the truth coming out, clarity. Also, health matters, which we also saw in the general reading. Positive outcomes in those health matters, and they may involve like rays, right, like the sun. So x-rays and CAT scans and sonograms. This could be news about babies and things. Those are also always new beginnings, and also connected to an energy of 3, right? Creativity, creation. Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, all about birth to new things that we've created. And I talked about some of us maybe particularly or specifically giving birth to a boy, right? Or becoming pregnant with a boy, or learning that we're pregnant with a boy. The Sun. This could be about chemo too, so anything involving rays. And with the holidays in particular, a lot of us are traveling, maybe to sunny climates, warm climates and things. But represents the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot. Again, the Sun moved into Capricorn, so that's another reason why this could be showing up. And Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo, so I would also attach this energy to the other fire signs, Leo, Aries. Remember, also during this period, Mars, the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, moves into Capricorn as well. So that's another reason why it could be showing up. Recent past. The King of Summer, warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. The King of Summer, because it's a court card, may be an actual person in your life. Further to that, they could be, direct water sign, of course, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be a male or a masculine. Could be representative of either. But I'll be honest, I am feeling more male and or masculine. And I'm feeling that it's connected to the recent ascension that we've all gone through. There's just been, a collective ascension and raise and vibration. But it's particularly for the masculine, there's been a major awakening and reawakening of some that have fallen back to sleep. And I think that's why the King of Summer is here. He is experiencing a very emotional time in his life and may have returned to you if you, were in separation or something. Near future. Two of Autumn. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and your personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. The Two of Autumn or Two of Pentacles can be about a decision that we have to make. Remember, we started the last spread with decisions. So it definitely can be about that. Where it is about decisions, for me, it tends to be decisions connected to the earthly matters. Right, with the earth energy, the earthly matters, like where you work, where you live, how many hours you work, how many days you work. You may have two jobs, could be juggling these things, and you got to make a decision about it. Also, are you balancing your time well, properly, having time to, for work and for play? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl. Are you also playing? Are you also nurturing yourself, taking time for you? All of those things connected to the Two of Autumn. Also, for me, it can be about deja vu from hell. And what I mean by that is like feeling like you're in the same place again, like we've been here before. And with this masculine, like I said, having reawakened in some cases or newly awakened in others, that may be happening to a lot of us. If we may be feeling in our relationships with a male and or masculine energy in our lives that we've come like to the same place again, like it's deja vu. Like, didn't we do this already? Haven't we been here? Like, why do we keep ending up in this same place? And maybe needing just to decide how to move forward out of that place. I'm not feeling necessarily that it's so negative this time, although I have felt that in the past. Like, I think it could be positive, like here we are again. I think there's a song like that too. Here I go again with you. Here I go. The Force MDs. I couldn't recite all the words or whatever, so I'll have to try to look it up and put a link on the video. Here I go again with you is a song. But yeah, so I'm feeling it something like that, like in a positive sense, like maybe, being reunited or finding back in love. Back together, or maybe deciding upon something like that. But, I have felt less positive about it at times. It reminds me of there's another song, it is by Rihanna, and it is Take a Bow, Take a Bow. When she says, ooh, this looks like a rerun, what else is on? That's a feeling I get from this card too. It's like we've been like, ooh, I don't want to deal with this again. You know what I mean? So it could come up either way. But again, I'm feeling more so the positive, and especially it's crossing the sun and sitting here under the King of Summer, King of Cups, so it should be positive. Masculine's higher self. Wow. Queen of Summer. So the king and the queen sitting right here, and then the sun So again, this very possibly representing a family, and maybe that's why the masculine had that card show up before, but the family changes, you know, so something could be happening. Again, there could be pregnancy, there could be just growth, maybe not pregnant with an actual baby, but pregnant with newness and ideas, right? A brand new path for the two of you, not just one person. When the two, the king and the queen of a given suit, show up in the same spread, no less together, you know, at least for some people watching, it's definitely the spread is going to pertain to your relationships more so than anything else. And I'm going to say romantic relationships. This is a time of deep emotions and heightened intuition that you can trust completely. Be mindful that you don't ignore your own needs while caring for others. So again, that can be associated with the Two of Autumn as well. And that could come up in the near future where you're finding that you need to remember to nurture yourself too, not just other people. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Two of Winter. So a decision that has to be made. Again, and it's crossing the Two of Pentacles. So again, probably a decision of the earthly, and it could have to do with your relationships. With whom am I even in a relationship? That may be what I'm having to decide. Is it going to be the person that's in my heart to have a relationship with, or the person that, you know, looks good on paper, that, you know, works in, you know, as part of a puzzle piece? That's what the Two of Swords for me about you know, as it relates to relationships, tends to be about that you are needing to decide between the person in your heart and the person that other people feel you should be with for whatever reason. Or if it doesn't involve another person, you know, you're being torn between, like maybe a person in your heart and no relationship at all. Like, you know, but it usually has to do with pleasing other people. And with it crossing this Queen of Summer, I'm saying it's about pleasing other people. So you might be making a decision about your relationships based on what other people think versus your heart. You're going to have to figure that out. Procrastination and worrying about what others will think is blocking you, and it's right here in this position of blocks. Isn't that funny? It's blocking you from making a decision. If you're torn between your own desires and someone else's, follow your inner guidance. And here's the guidance, right? The Queen of Cups is all about guidance, about your intuition, about those heavenly signs. She tells us what to do. Queen of Cups is a Scorpio first and foremost. I'm just mentioning that because I had also mentioned Mars in relation to the sun before. And that's in traditional practice of the tarot. She's first and foremost a Scorpio because the Queen is representative of the fixed sign of a given element. So the fixed sign of the element of water happens to be Scorpio. But of course, this can still be a Cancer, a Pisces, or someone that's not a water sign at all, if it's an actual person in your life. And, you know, just liken to these traits and attributes during this 2-week period, at least this 2-week period. Very Queen of Summer. So we all have this heightened intuition and stuff that's associated from my purview to the awakening and the ascension, right? And the increase in vibration that you've recently experienced. What the feminine can do to help herself other than that. Wow, 10 of Summer, 10 of Cups now. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy and balanced children. So it's funny that it's talking about balance when it's sitting here next to the Two of Autumn, but it's also talking about it's time for you to express your love and appreciation. So if that's your question, feminine, if that's what you're trying to decide, whether or not you're meant to move forward towards some people that or a person that you feel connected to, like family, then yes, the card is saying, yes, it is time. If you're wondering, you know, about starting a family of your own, yes, it is time. You know, the cards agree. For the masculine, Wow. Isn't that hilarious? This too is about family, or, it, like this one is being just so feeling so surrounded by love that you're not thinking about anything else. And this one is about, feeling so surrounded by, yeah, peace and contentment. You're like, you're not thinking about money right now. You're not thinking about, what's going on down to the job or whatever. It's just you're surrounded by family. You're passing on your name, or you've inherited a name or an asset or money or something from your parents. So this could be adult family members. Adult children coming back into play and all of that. But you're content. You're happy with the 10 of Autumn showing up. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. This could be getting married, deciding whether or not to propose, to become engaged. This could be passing on an asset like that, your mother's engagement ring, moving into your parents' house. Again, maybe you're the adult children, or the sale of a family home or something. Transfer could all be happening. What the universe would have us both or each do, whether we're single, we're coupled, whatever, and even wants to help us with. Universe wants to be down with this part, but won't force it upon us. We have to affirm it first because we have our free will. The King of Autumn. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Universe wants to help you just have everything work out, wants to send you job offers that you didn't even apply for, wants to give you credit, wants to, help you hit the number, make you abundant in many, many ways. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The King of Autumn is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And of course, this is the Capricorn new moon reading. And the outcome. Wow. 11, strength. This true strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. So this can definitely be about, again, people forgiving each other, making up, expressing love, like being honest about our feelings. I love you. I hadn't said it. I miss you, whatever the case is. Please come back. This is the feminine opening up her mouth about how she feels. And this is the masculine, providing and making himself and his family members, the people that he cares about that are close to him, and perhaps even the feminine, feel secure and protected and loved. And when strength shows up, strength is a card that's not only about that, about forgiveness and compassion, which definitely may come into play to help people become reunited and closer and stuff like that. But it's also like in every area of your life, it's positive. So like, if you're saying, well, what does strength mean for money and finances? Good. What does strength mean for love? Good. It's just a good card. And it's another 11 here too. So I think that's an awesome way to end. It does represent the sign of Leo most directly. So that's like, I have this Leo energy also mirroring each other, because I started with that. I said Earth star, the sun, rules the sign of Leo. So let's consider that too. Let's consider all the fire signs here with this. And let's do the same with major arcana card strength, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius energy. So I also want us to have some advice from each of the decks that I've pulled out today. Beginning with this one, the surrender. So other than surrendering to success, which is a shared card, to what else should we surrender, or what else should we let go of? Ascendant Master deck. Again, we began with yoga. And the butterflies. And the overall energy there, as a reminder, was keep the faith. Actually, that was not the overall energy. I stacked up the cards on top of the overall energy. It was moving. It was moving, but keep the faith is important too. Okay, so further to that, from the butterflies to the masculine archetype, parental care. So yeah, this, like I said, could be connected to this 10 of autumn. For the masculine, you may have some sort of situation that you're dealing with. Again, maybe the family home, changing hands, or you moving in to help your parents, or they're moving in with you. Or you're the parent and you're now needing to nurture yourself. Maybe you've been making decisions with your children in mind in the past. And now you got to think of you, daddy or mommy, of the masculine persuasion. Again, if you could be the adult child, and at the same time, you'd be the parent. And so it's time to care for you, to nurture you. It'll mean different things for different people. Some people, who may be without their parents, perhaps they lost their parents. You're caring maybe for their affairs in this time. And you're being gifted the strength to do that. But even that is coming through as something very, very positive. Although I'm not at all suggesting that it's easy to deal with the loss of a parent, even if it's been years or whatever. Maybe because I'm feeling it could even have been years, and maybe you're just only now needing to deal with some sort of household issue or asset issue. But it's around with the holidays that can make it more difficult too. So again, you're just being given this additional strength to support you in this time. But everything is working out very, very well. Feminine from the butterfly deck. Gracefully aging. So I think this is connected to your ascension, right? This spiritual maturity. That's the gracefully aging. Just stepping into that. Some of us may be experiencing some literal birthdays and stuff right now. Maybe you yourself are indeed a Capricorn. So happy birthday to the Capricorns. And have a good one. From the Ascendant Master deck to the masculine. Nurture yourself. See? Told you. This is the mother energy. And of course, this is definitely the mother energy. Mother Mary. All right, so she shows up to remind us to nurture ourselves. Don't forget you, daddy. Especially if you've been, again, living for your children or always putting, that could be blocking you from your decisions. Procrastination about worrying what others will think, like what's my child going to think? What's their other parent going to think? That may be coming into play. And again, you're being guided to think of yourself first, not in a selfish way, but because, it's important to nurture you in order to be able to take care of other people. In order to be able to make other people feel secure and stable, you got to take care of yourself. If you're on an airplane and you need, oxygen, the things drop down, you got to put it over your mouth first. As much as you love your children, and you want to take care of them, you want to protect them, you can't do that if you stop breathing. So you have to put the oxygen on your mouth first. And this is similar to that. It's telling you to take care of you first, and then, everything else will fall into place. You got a new girlfriend, a new boyfriend, it's okay. It'll fall into place. Marriages, maybe to their parent, whatever, these things don't always last forever. And so, we deal with it. We do what we got to do. We move on. You have to move to a new location. You got a new job. Okay, the kids, they're used to their school. They like their friends. Yeah, but people have to move. That's a reality of life. So they'll get used to it. You're going to move to your parents' house instead because they've left it to you. So it's a new town. It's whatever. They'll be fine. You pick up and you take those kids and you move to a new place. It's like all those kind of things. Making sure that you are doing what's best for you too. Not only as a parent, but as an individual. What else should the masculine should be surrendering? Surrender this defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So helping the masculine with his communication skills during this period. And Mercury does enter Capricorn, Mercury, the communication planet. So that may be why that's popping up. Ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo. Feminine, balance, career, and home life. Isis. So again, you're juggling. You got to nurture yourself too. And you got to find time for both. Again, all work and no play makes Jane a dull girl, but you can't just be out playing and stuff all the time either. So it's time for you, it's time for work, it's time for your kids, it's time for, being alone, whatever it is. You got to find time for everything and, balance and harmony. From the Animal Tarot, lastly to the masculine, oh man, the Two of Summer. And here they are right here, right? The Two of Cups. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved as well. Don't give up. So again, you've got the strength to make it through. So here's another 2 for you, another card of partnership. And lastly, for the feminine, the 8 of Autumn, which is a really Capricorn card for me. To me, it's all about reaping what you've sown, right? You put the work in, like again, Capricorn, the workhorse, you do the work, you get the reward, the results. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. So again, it's a late Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. I will be back before that though with the weekly readings and a couple of personal readings I still have to do as well. Namaste.